So in the Take It Down Act, or the Revenge Porn Bill, whatever you want to call it, my initial assumption about it was that since it left the caveat in there to include AI generated images of people doing explicit acts, that I thought that that would also cover, you know, art in general, like anime style and things like that. But a commenter prompted me to reread it. The key part of the definition that's used inside of this is that it says any reasonable person. So, when viewed as a whole by a reasonable person, is indistinguishable from authentic visual depiction of the individual. Key part of that context is being a reasonable person. So, in context, a reasonable person is somebody who's not going to be biased or argumentative or have preconceived notions of just utter bullshittery. Like, for example, if I hold up this and I say to this guy, hey, is this blue? They'll look at it and go, it's kind of blue. It's a little bit blue. You know, yeah, it's blue. It counts as blue. It's blue. Whereas a completely unreasonable person would look at this and then become argumentative and say something along the lines of, well, what really is the color of blue? What is a color in general? How can we possibly say that it's blue? It's a social construct, really, when you think about it. So, like, any reasonable person would look at this mural and go, okay, there's no actual malice or intent that's made, and it's not made to be something that is explicit. Like, this is obviously just art. Regardless of this, I see that there's going to be a court case that will come up that follows roughly these specifics. That there is going to be a famous person who is going to attempt to get AI generated art taken off of a site, or sue somebody for creating that type of imagery about them. And it's going to be regardless of the fact that any reasonable person who saw a nude Donald Trump getting a train by 20 black guys is definitely not going to think that it's real. But I still see the court case coming along that will show that. The Take It Down Act is something that is necessary, and I'm really, really glad that it passed with such unanimous consent, except for those two Republican Congress people who voted against it. Again, I want to know why they voted against it. Now, those two who voted against it were Burleson and Massey. Now, I've got a vested interest in this bill because it means that finally, in about like 2 months, I'll be able to get rid of all those OnlyFans videos about me. Concerning politicians and public officials, I am curious what this bill is going to be like. If a case ever did come up where, like, you had AOC or something like that, and she wanted to take down a video that was out there of her that was a deep fake. I am curious how that's going to come about, because my understanding is that for things like defamation lawsuits, that public officials have to prove actual malice, and they're held to a different standard than, say, like somebody who's just a private citizen, an average Joe. They don't have the same standards that they had to show for to be able to sue somebody for doing something, you know, negative towards them. So yeah, I'm just curious how this is going to play out over the next decade.